Hello everyone, welcome back. Last week we have seen how you can build your personal portfolio website under an hour by using AI tools. But on purpose, we did not do the deployment of it. In this video, you will see how you can deploy your website to AWS by using AI tools as well. You will learn how you can get the best practices, how you can get some billing estimations, and how you can move everything that you build into a system that will work in the long run as well. If you're ready, let's get started. For this purpose, you will be using Agent Toolkit for AWS. Agent Toolkit for AWS gives the AI coding assistance about what are the best practices, guardrails on how to build with AWS. It works with every coding agent out there, so in case you're using one of these options, you will be probably good to go. For our case, maybe you remember we were using Codex, so we will add this as a Codex plugin directly. We will start off by copying the command that we have here and putting it to the terminal. Once you run the command, it will add the plugins to the marketplace inside your Codex ecosystem. To be able to add these directly to the project that you're using, you need to run the Codex and use the /plugins command. Once you do the /plugin and search for AWS, you will see 4 different options, and all of them comes from Agent Toolkit for AWS. There's AI Agents one, focuses on your experience on building agents. There's another one helping you out finding vulnerabilities in your code base. There's one for data, and for us, the most important one is the AWS Core that brings us the best practices about how you can build on AWS. Once you go to the details of AWS Core, you will see there's billing, there's Bedrock, there's many different opportunities and best practices from the services perspective that you can use inside your projects. To enable them, you simply need to install it. Once it is installed, now you are ready to use it in your own projects. So you can go back and ask, what do you need from it? If you remember from the last video, we need to be strict about what we are asking from AI. So in my case, what I need right now is to be able to host this website on AWS. And I remember AI reacts to Markdown in any format, including lists. So that is why I came up with this simple prompt to help me out with my direct migration to AWS. First, I ask it to host my website. But importantly, I ask it to not host it on containers. The reason is, AI agents have tendency to use containers, and for my website, I don't want it. I want it to use more simpler solutions. The second part was about the block banners. The block banners were provided by the dev tool, but I don't want that. I want to be able to serve my own block banners directly from my ecosystem. On the third step, I ask it to check daily if there's a change on my dev tool account. The reason is, I really don't want to sit down and create a markdown page or an admin page. I want to keep it simple. I want to make sure that I can have my content on my website, but I don't want to reinvent the wheel here. So what I have is I want to create a cron job that goes through my dev2 account, checks it every night. If there's something new, it should bring it back to me. And I want to make sure that I have my migration plan for my markdown files and where they are hosted. In addition to it, I have a step-by-step guide for me to directly use my domain address. And of course, I need to know how much would it cost for me so I can arrange my billing and everything according to that as well. So let's run this prompt and see what's going to happen next. First of all, it is saying I'm using a skill called Launch with AWS. It will select an AWS architecture, produce the migration artifact, domain steps, some synchronization, design, and cost estimate for me. Everything that I need is actually packed inside this Launch with AWS skill, which is a great way to start everything. First, it went through my project by reading the agents.md file and whatever I have and readme and all the content and compiled what we have in this project. After it knows that, it will make a decision and tell me what is the best way slowly. After it knows what's going on in your project, next thing that Launch with AWS does is to ask for permission and log in with your builder ID so you can upload your resources online and it can actually go through it with AI and give you the best alternative in AWS to move your project directly. To answer everything directly, as you see, it is encrypted at rest. It is only kept like 7 days. And most importantly, it is not used to train anything that we have in our models. You need to explicitly confirm it before you move forward. For me, I will just accept it and say, go for it. It is going to check out if it's a vibe coded project, if it follows a certain structure, And if it's not a vibe coded project, then it will say this app is not supported, which is fine. But it will still give you a nice plan so you can follow along as well. Most of the information here is fine by me because I know they're following the best practices. But there's one tiny question that I want to ask about the first step here. But why did we leave SSR and go back to the static part if it's just cheaper and simpler? I will ask about it and it should be fine. But before I move forward, I will ask it also another question that I have earlier on as well. So let me write it down. So I have two questions now. One is about the SSR and if we can keep it or how complicated it is. And the second part is about if we have considered keeping the agent friendliness of it, because I don't want to miss that feature right now. Now I have some answers. First, for agent friendliness, we are good, so nothing to worry about. However, for the question about the SSR, it says we can implement a real SSR logic, but if we don't want to have it, in case we want to have something simple, we can just continue without SSR and go with the static option. Since right now, I just want to show how we can move forward and actually have my website up and running, I think I will go with the easy option. That will make sense to me at least. I just said go with the static easy option and we will see how it goes. One last thing that you can see here is it will start with the static implementation in the repository layer. So we won't have any deployment and we will not have any AWS resource creation. So far we don't need to pay anything. And I hope everything will work at once so we won't be worrying about what's going to happen next or not. Let's go. The first step of the migration is done. We have everything in place. We have written infrastructure code. So next thing that we have to do is to deploy it to AWS. Now I will ask you to deploy it to my personal account because this is my personal website and it will be on my personal domain address. So I just asked this. Let's see what's going to happen. We will learn together. Now it asks me about my work account if it's my personal one. Of course it's not, so we will ask it to have my personal account. After it found my personal account, it created a deployment sequence, and it's quite simple. It will go through my CDK code, check if everything is alright, and deploy it to my account. It will also publish and verify my CloudFront side before we do anything related to the domain as well, so we should be good. Alright, everything is going according to the plan. But before we finalize it, we need to get this information and put it in the Squarespace where I have my domain address. These are my DNS validation records. I will add these to my domain, and this way my content delivery network will be able to get whatever it is hosting inside this domain address that we have. Alright, first I copied these two information and now I go to the Squarespace. Under my domain settings in the Squarespace, I will click on the DNS settings and add the information as my custom records. After I added the custom records, now I will tell my codecs to continue with the deployment. Both of the validation is fine, even though it is saying it is pending, it is normal, so you can continue with the deployment and everything will be alright. The certificate is now issued and we can continue with the CloudFront side. I'm very excited, we're almost there. The deployment is over, the CloudFront URL is there, so everything should be alright. So the next thing that we are going to do is to actually move this into the original domain address. But before we move that, let's try the link out and see if it's going to work. And maybe there's something wrong that we need to fix. Okay, right now we have a tiny bit of problem with the images and everything, but I don't want to waste my time on it. We can fix it for all once we move our domain address as well. But you can see that the content is here. Everything that we want is directly here as well. And we have the current location, the upcoming conferences, the recent ones. Whatever we had before has been transferred here into this CloudFront domain. Very good, but we have one final step to do. So I ask, how am I going to be able to get everything into this domain? Give me the steps and everything. So it goes through whatever we have done so far, the domain and everything, and it will give me what I need to do and what values that I need to copy paste into my domain provider as well. So we will go step by step. First, we will copy everything from Squarespace into the Route 53 to get our information about the domain inside AWS. Actually, there was nothing to do with the DNS records, so I will just pass that part. No need to verify it on the Route 53 side as well. I will just directly change the name servers and continue. All right, I just changed my name service directly to use the custom ones from AWS side, so we are good as well. So we're expected to run this command and see if we have the right namespaces. Until we do, we have to wait. Right now we have the old ones, and we will wait until we have the new ones. Until we wait, let's also fix the problem about the banners and why they are not showing. I wrote right now on the CloudFront side, the blog is not showing up. How can we fix it? Why is that? The image problem is solved. If you go to the website, you can see the blog headers are already there. If I go to the detail page, you will see that it is also showing correctly too. We will just wait until the domain is transferred through the name servers into the Route 53. The deployment is done. What this means is we already have everything on the AWS side, and also we have assigned a custom domain to it. When this video is out, you will be able to go to the sali.dev and see this beautiful website, maybe with some extra information like what are my upcoming conferences, and you will have a bigger context, but definitely nothing smaller than what we already have. And here's the crazy part. Everything that we have done so far roughly took around 90 minutes. What does it mean? Since the start of the video, and every explanation that I did is part of this 90 minutes. So you will have a cut-off version of the video on YouTube. I don't know how it's going to take, maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. But the important part is, including my mistakes, including the wait times, even giving a small break, it took roughly 90 minutes to have everything migrated into AWS, deployed successfully, fix any mistake possible, and move the custom domain as well. So in total of 2 hours roughly. So in total of 2 hours, we were able to build our website and actually migrate it to AWS directly with proper price calculations, best practices, and having everything in place. So what's next for this website? I want to be able to add some nice endpoints to be able to change some information on the screen. In addition, I will also have a proper SSR implementation as well. And you might be wondering what are some upcoming contents. There will be some blog posts and short form videos about what we have done. I also want to show launch with AWS with a vibe coded application from Lowball as well. So in the next video, either short or long form, you will be able to see how it works directly with AI agents and how it understands and moves everything that you might have from platforms like Lovable into AWS as well. We have some live streams coming up as well. I plan to build some fun games so you can be part of it too. So stay tuned, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on LinkedIn or Twitter or whatever you want to call it. Or you can come to Blue Sky as well. I'm over there too. And let's stay connected. So until next time, see you.